On tonight's homework, students are going to practice subtracting fractions from mixed numbers. The way that the homework is showing is slightly different than what we did in class. We showed in class showing 5 and 1/4 as being worth 4 and 4/4 plus 1/4. Adding those together to get 4 and 5/4. They just did the step of combining 4/4 plus 1/4 and calling it 5/4. We're going to get the same result, 4 and 5/4, being able to subtract 3/4. So students should be able to subtract 5/4, subtract 3/4 now that they have enough. Before the problem was 1 could not subtract 3. So here they're left with 4 and 2/4. So it's this step right here that is probably the challenge for students. So I'm going to support them with that step. So if you look at B, we have 6 and 3/8, subtract 6/8. Well, it's 6 and 3/8 that we have to break and decompose so that we have enough to do the subtraction. Students should first try to break 6. So they need to create another 8th. So 8/8, which is the same as 1 whole. And if we took out 1 whole from 6, we're left with 5. 5 and 8/8 is equivalent to 6 whole. We still have this 3/8 though, so we want to combine because this number is now what's equal to 6. So now we have 5 and 8/8 or 6 plus 3/8. So we have 5 and 11/8. When students are able to do that, they can then subtract. Same step here, 7 and 4/6. We want to think of, we have 4 subtract 5, which is not possible. So what we want to do is we want to create, so students are going to want to, again, think of what 7 whole can be represented as. We want to take out 1 whole, thinking about the numerator we have 6. So 1 whole is going to be 6/6. And then that 1 whole, we need to include the 6 whole with it. So 6 and 6/6 is going to represent the 7. Well, we still need to add back the 4/6. We now have 6 and 10/6. Now we can subtract the 5/6 from the problem. When students get to part 2, they're going to show you how to do the subtraction, and this is what we did in class. We learned to subtract the ones first. So what students did here is they did 4, subtract 1, and they're left with 3. The reason they keep the 1/5 is because you can see here in this original problem, it's this. We did this in a little different way. We said 4 and 1/5, subtract 1, left us with 3 and 1/5. So you can see where this answer is here. And then they did the same thing we did above. They took this problem and they broke down or decomposed the 3 and 1/5 to make it 5/5 and 2 whole. That's representing the 3. And then adding back 1/5 to get 2 and 6/5. They just did this in one step here. So this is what they're doing to get the 2/6. Then when they have 2 and 6/5, they can subtract 3/5. So they're then saying 2 and 6/5, subtract 3/5, and then they're getting their answer of 2 and 3/5. The work here in the example is just done kind of doing some of the steps mentally, not putting every step in the problem. So I'm going to try to put every step in the problem to help your student the way we did in class. So we want to subtract the whole number first. So we're going to start with the subtrahend. 4 and 3/6. The whole number here, we'd subtract 2. So have students solve that. Once students see that the answer is 4 subtract 2, 2, and then 3/6 subtract nothing is 2 and 3/6. Well, when we try to subtract the fraction part, 5/6, we realize we don't have enough. So what we have to do is make the decomposed fraction. So 2, we need to get a sixth out of there. So it's going to be 1 and 6/6. That's going to represent the 2. Plus the 3/6 that's in the fraction part of the mixed number gives us a new mixed number of 1 and 9/6. Now students can subtract 5/6. On the back, students are going to continue this process of doing an exchange using the method of first, remember to subtract the whole number. So in this case, first, they're going to think of 2 and 5/8 as 2 and then 5/8. So when they subtract, they're going to do first the whole number, 8 and 3/8, subtract 2. And then this answer that they get here, they're going to subtract the 5/8. They're probably going to have to do that decomposition and exchange to do it. Once they get down to problem 3, here's where students can use another strategy. They can use the strategy that we've used with the number line. So if you remember the number line here, 7 subtract 4, it's kind of hard with the space. They may need a separate sheet of paper, and the hundredths is going to be a real challenge. But let's just do A and B if students have this in front of them. So they should go from 8 all the way down to 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend that a little bit to 8. And so what students are going to do here is they can use the number line. Again, they can use the same process we used in the prior problems. They can continue to do the exchange. They just know that they have an opportunity to use other problems. So they're going to start at 7 and 3/12. Goodness, that's going to be a lot of dashes. 11. So 7 and 3/12 is about here. And they're going to subtract 4. So if I think of 7 and 3/12 subtract 4, I'm going to be back in the 3s. They're going to be back at, here subtract. They're going to be at 4 and 3/12. Oops, I'm sorry, 3 and 3/12. So let's clear this up a little bit. Students may want to draw in all the dashes, but you can see they don't need to. 3 and 3/12. Then from here, they can subtract 9/12. They just have to draw the dashes. So they'd count back 9. So they're going to from here subtract 9/12. They're going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they're going to end up at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6/12, because this is actually going to turn into 15/12, 2 and 15/12. Subtract 9. So like I said, they can use any method that works best for them. And they can just do A and B on problem 3. They can ignore C and D.